Hey guys, it's Zach. Thanks for watching. Today's video we're going to talk about a course review of the Red Zone taught by Dave Biggers. Hope you enjoy. So this course was taught July 6th and 7th in Pennsylvania, and again it was taught by Dave Biggers. The gear that I used for this course was pretty standard like most pistol courses. I used a Glock 19 NSR tactical inside the waistband holster, SOE belt, and I did use a Streamlight ProTac flashlight, which worked pretty well. The course, the Red Zone, that is designed around the idea of knowing the fourth rule of firearm safety and being able to train within it. And that fourth rule of firearm safety is know your target and what's beyond it, which I know most of us who take classes or even go to the range, hopefully you're reciting all four rules, but the fourth rule is specific because it can get you into trouble before or after the gunfight if you don't understand it and if you don't train with it. And I had never taken a class where that specifically focused on this rule, so I was excited to take a class where some of the drills we got to set up were, you know, the marksmanship was extremely important. It was vital, of course, but being able to decide to take the shot and then being able to change either your angle or your lateral movement to be able to make the shot was really what made this class unique, in my opinion. Some of the drills that we did during this class, we started out with I guess a two-dimensional drill, if you will, where they would take cardboard shoot steel targets and they would, you know, put them in different ways on the target stands, and then they would put one of the targets in a black t-shirt and you would turn around and face up range, and they would either start the drill by saying fight, or they would start the drill, Dave would actually start shooting a pistol to simulate gunfire starting your gunfight, which I thought was pretty unique, and I don't think I'd ever had a drill start that way before in a class. So you would turn around, see the cardboard targets, and you would make a decision if you could shoot and then how to take the shot. The next thing we did was bring out the mannequins for the 3D drills, which is kind of what I had heard about the class years ago and kind of drawn me to the idea of eventually one day taking the course. Was different mannequins were set up at different distances and next to each other, and they were dressed in t-shirts, and they had mannequin hairstylist wigs on them, and so they all had a little bit different features. Some were male, some were female. And you, again, faced up range, they would start the drill, you would turn around, you would find the mannequin that they described, and then once you were sure of that target, then you would start looking for the beyond it kind of thing. You would look to see, well, if I shot this target at this trajectory, would the round go, you know, where I want it to go, which is not to hurt anyone else that doesn't be shot, of course. I did have one drill where I turned around, saw the target, had a pretty clean shot, and once I pulled the trigger, I realized that the round had impacted another target behind it, and it was painfully obvious, you know, of that fourth firearm safety rule with that one drill. So the cardboard overlapping drills and the mannequin drills, and this is over both days, this wasn't just on one day, it was extremely beneficial, and really what made the class, or it is what made the class be as informational as it was. There was also a kind of a short, down and dirty dot drill, if you will, where he'd put a couple different colored dot circles on the target, and you'd shoot them at you know, 2 to 3 yards, and that was just to advocate the importance of accuracy, which is still extremely important once you make the decision to shoot. And I thought that was important because in this course there was a ton of you know, headshots, of, you know, being able to shoot small, and because there were times where the only shot you had was maybe half of somebody's, you know, ocular cavity, or you had, you know, just one side of their heart area of their chest. Or even there were some times where you just had the side of the target hanging off, and that's about all you could either see, or that's about all that you were confident that you could hit. So being able to shoot very precise, like any course hopefully, was a big part of this. And having the three-dimensional targets, and even the two-dimensional targets, really emphasized how important that was. And so there was a final drill, which was a force on force drill. So I was also excited to see that while there are other courses that also incorporate force on force, having a force on force component in a pistol class I think is extremely important, and I'm glad that we're starting to see more of that. But this course, especially because of the subject matter, a force on force drill really helped tie the whole class together, in my opinion. And then, I guess in conclusion, this class was phenomenal. It was not a beginner class, I'll be honest with you. It was not a class for someone who's taken, an NRA basic class, or even who's taken, a basic level pistol class with a legitimate company. This is probably a third level class, in my opinion. It's what I would call a very specific class. It's not a broad class. You're not being taught how to shoot at this class. You're not being taught how to handle your gun safely. If you can't do those things, then this class is not for you yet. Of course, it will, eventually this would be a class that I would encourage everyone to take, but there was downrange shooting in this class, and to teach and to understand the fourth rule of firearm safety without having some downrange shooting component would be impossible. And so this class was great. I've known Dave for several years. I've always respected him as a firearm instructor, as a friend, and I would encourage anyone who meets the prerequisite for this class to sign up for this class in the future, and you absolutely won't be disappointed. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.